we're all human. Sometimes when there's money involved, people have a more tendency to push further and faster than if there's nothing involved. So, and also when I promote events, I know that if they don't join me in the business, at least I get them as a customer. But if you start promoting products, if they don't buy the product as a customer, guess what? You lose them as a distributor. So you always promote events, events. Because our whole entire business model, you know what's built based upon? It's all built based upon impending events. What's impending events? This event, after this event, there's another event. There's another event. It's always impending events that you gotta be able to learn to plug your people into the event. That's what propel your business to the next level. Okay? So promote events. Now, we all heard the saying called the 5 M's, right? What's 5 M's? More meetings means more money. Okay? So 5 M's. More meetings means more money. If you make a lot of money, try to plug in a lot of meetings and bring prospect with you. Just don't make it complicated. Just invite people. Say, come check something out. I'm excited. I want you to be a part of something. Have them come check it out. Okay? So 5 M's. All right, now. So the next thing I want to share with you, some of the meeting conduct that you need to have. Because a meeting is the environment where we showcase a business, right? So having said that, it's important we know how to conduct in a meeting. Okay? Now that meeting is the face of the business. So how do we conduct ourselves in the business, in the meeting? The meeting conduct. One, it's very important. Please be professional. Okay? 2, please participate. Okay? It's important that you participate. I mean, we don't need rah, 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 yeah. We don't need any of that stuff, okay? But we need you to carry a smile on your face and cross your arm and sit up straight. Because you know why? How many of you agree with me? It's not easy to be up here and talk. It's not, okay? So the speaker is only as good as the audience. So if you're all like this and all, twist and all that, the speaker look at you, they all got nervous and they forget this stuff, okay? So we need your participation. It's very important you carry a smile. Look, we are here, and I know someone say, oh my gosh, I hope she's not telling the same old joke again. I heard that joke 1,000 times. Listen, if you heard that joke 1,000 times, we probably told that joke 1,000 times. We told that joke not for you, for your prospect, okay? So we need you to really participate, and if the speaker say, who would like to make some extra money? Just raise your hand. If your prospect sitting next to you, they don't raise your hand, you know what you do? You nudge them a little bit, say, no, you do. And so kind of have fun a little bit and participate. We don't need any rah, 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 but we do need smiling faces, participation, because you want your prospects to feel the warmth from the meeting. So can we participate? Yes. Thank you. Well, you guys are good. Okay. Keep it up like that, okay? Don't do it like this in the training, the real deal. So we need your help. We need to participate, okay? It's very, very important, okay? And also, be on time. Okay? Very, very important. Okay? Now, also, it's very important that we, when you're sitting in the room, please don't always look back. Because especially if you sit in the front, and then you keep looking back, guess what everybody will do? They will look back. And it could be the very, very point that the speaker made. It might have helped you close a deal. But then because you turn, everybody turn, and if you miss the point, and we'll lose a deal, okay? So it's very important that you don't look back. And then don't go digging your purses during the meeting. Don't do that. I ever see people start digging and making all kind of noises. Okay, so I need your help. I mean, that's part of the professionalism, okay? And also, don't talk during the meeting, okay? Too many times, people start talking during the meeting, okay? Don't talk. And don't walk around. Don't start getting up and walking in and out. It's very distracting. I mean, last time we did a meeting, and somebody's sitting down, and then in the meeting, at the height, I thought it was at the peak of the presentation, right? The lady got up and strolled back, and got a cup of coffee, and strolled back up here. I'm like, I'm thirsty too, but I'm up here. You're going to stay up here with me, okay? So it's important that, we don't walk back and forth, and also don't talk. If you have to translate, just do a very, very low voice in the back. If you have to translate, don't sit up in the front, because it could distract. the other people, okay? And also very important is to sit with your prospect, okay? Because too many times I see people come into a meeting, they'll say, you know what? Okay, Jane, you're my guest. Sit in the $1 million seat, the front row, okay? I'm going to go in the back and hang with the big boys. No, you got to sit down with them because you want to know what point that she or he likes. You want to be a part of the thing, okay? So, look, you are part of this. We're putting this whole show for whom? For your prospects. So we need your participation. It is very important, okay? So these are some of the meeting conducts that we would like for you to it will help. The environment, I tell you what, the best meeting is when you come to a meeting where people feel like a family. There's warmth. People feel happy. I mean, not everybody join right away to make money. Some people say, you know what, I just love this atmosphere. We had a doctor that just kept coming to the meeting. I said, why? You're so busy with your practice. He says, you know what, I feel so positive when I come here. I mean, he doesn't make much money, but he just keeps coming. He says, you know, I'm stressed at work, but when I come here, I'm happy. I like to be surrounded by positive people. So you have no idea why people plug in. Obviously, we want him to make money and bring guests, you know. So anyway, so that's that. Meeting conduct. We're okay now, right? Now, before we talk about how to invite, I want to share with you one of the very important factors that's very crucial on the invitation, and that's the art of edification. Edification, okay? You have to, if you really want to build an international business, you really have to learn to master the art of edification. Now, what is edification? It goes something like this, okay? A, B, C. Who is the A? The A is the expert, or your upline, or whoever you're working with. Who's a B? B is you. Who's a C? C is the prospect. Before any events, I always like to tee up or edify the event, okay? So now, you might be asking, who is the expert? The expert is anybody but you, okay? I mean, some of you heard the story before, but if you want to talk to my family, I don't talk to them. You guys, if you talk to my family about taking Luminez and Reserve, they will take it. If I tell them, probably take me ages to get them to take it, okay? Because why? It's the out-of-town prophet kind of thing. It's like, how many of you heard the saying that the next door grass is greener? The grass is greener on the other side. It's just like that, okay? So you gotta edify. You gotta learn to edify. Now, reason for that is because you understand the psychology when you recruit, okay? Between you and your prospect, you guys have a relationship, right? So therefore, they trust you, and therefore they want to listen, okay? So between you two, you have a trust factor here, right? Now, your job and your role as a distributor is to tee up, or also known as edify. To tee up the expert. Why? Because when you tee up the expert, your prospect will respect what the expert have to say. Because if, you know, like for example, if Bill Gates is coming to LA, want to do a symposium on technology, and you're really into technology, will you go? Yeah. Absolutely, because Bill Gates has been teed up by media. Well, in our business, the media is us. We are the word of mouth. So how we do is we tee up the experts, okay? So your job is to tee up the expert. Now, what should you say in tee up? Teeing up, edifying, it means to edify truth, not to add a lie, okay? So don't go exaggerate so much, like, oh, this lady making $100,000 a week. Not yet, okay? So, but you edify the good traits of that person that you, it doesn't have to be, maybe the person you're working with right now, they don't make a whole lot of money yet. It's okay. Maybe they have some good qualities that you like about that person. It could be they're very caring, they're wonderful, whatever profession they are in. They care about people, they love to help people. So whatever those good traits are, you want to edify that to your prospect. Because in business, when you have trust plus respect, you know what you get? You get a deal. You get a sale. Okay? So this is very important to understand the psychology behind all this. Edification. get good at edifying. Get really good at edifying the person you're working with. I mean, the experts, anybody but you. I mean, it could be they're very hardworking. They care a lot about people. Whatever it is. The way I edify many of you guys. You just don't know. Okay? I edify April. I edify Yvonne. I edify Tina. I edify Cece. I mean, you have no idea. All I do is I go around the world and I tell you guys stories. And when I'm in their part of town, not at home, guess whose story I tell? I tell your story. I'll tell their story. So vice versa. So this business is, you got to master on how to edify and how to tell a story. Okay? So this clear on the edification process? Okay, now next. After you learn how to edify, let's talk about how to invite. Okay? Inviting, I usually break it down to 3 approaches. I mean, there's other different forms of approach, but I like to break it down to 3 simple approach. First is a more direct approach. One of the ways, the approach would be, if it's a direct approach, I will call my friends. Remember on that list? Now, your job, remember, the art of recruiting, and there's some golden rules. Inviting is part of recruiting, okay? When you invite and when you recruit, it's important that you do not be a super salesman. Don't go and convince and beg your people, no. Your job to invite people is you have to learn to be a helping friend. You have to become a helping friend rather than a super salesperson selling the product, selling the opportunity. No need, okay? You have to be a helping friend. How do you become a helping friend? You have to identify what their needs and wants are. So when you make the list, the way I identify when you invite, you have to be sensitive to their needs and their wants. Okay? Because when you invite, if you know what their needs are and you can provide a solution for that need, you got a sale. Okay? So when you make that list, when you call your list, how you do that? First is you try to identify what the need. You need to talk using the what I call form. Okay? What form stands for? F stands for family. How's the family going? How are the kids? How's your husband? How's your parents? So I usually take no more than 2 minutes on the form. Don't go to a whole 30-minute dissertation about finding out about everything. No need, because time is money, okay? So form. How's your family? O stands for occupation. How's your job coming along? How's your business? Okay? People like to know you care, okay? So ask them how the occupation is, how the business is, and recreation. What do they do for fun? Have they gone to vacation or whatnot? The reason why you want to ask these kind of questions is you want to find out what the hot buttons are. If you tell them that, hey, have you taken a vacation lately to Hawaii? They go, you kidding me? With the economy like this, I can't even make ends meet. Well, you found the hot button, okay? So that's how you have a recreation. M stands for money. Okay, so through this form, you identify what the wants and needs are. Then you're gonna go with a direct approach. So let's say I spend about a minute or 2 trying to find out, what the hot buttons are. And let's say, for example, if I ask how the kids are, I say, oh yeah, kids are great, but you know what? They need braces. And I say, oh, where are you gonna go get it done or whatever? They go, oh, you kidding me? Money's tight right now. I can't get it done. Now you got a hot button right there. So I would say, listen, Lisa, if I can show you a way where I can help you get those braces, might you be open? If I can show you a way to make the money to get the braces for your kid, might you be open? Or maybe say, some people say, hey, my kid's about to go to college, I need money. So listen, if I can show you a way, I don't talk about Jeunesse, adult stem cell, none of that stuff. I said, the direct approach is if I can show you a way to what? To fulfill their needs. If I can show you a way to ... Might you be open? I didn't say, will you join me? I said, might you be open to learning more? It's very non-threatening. Might you be open to learning more? Now, Usually most people make the mistake when they recruit, you know what they do? They become a super salesman, they do what we call the verbal diarrhea. But start talking about, what those stem cells, we have 248 factor, then we have resveratrol, all of the media, blah, blah, blah. And then guess what? You lose your prospect. Because in their head they go, I can't repeat what you just told me. I mean, this is a hard sell, too much for me. But if you care, I always like to do from the business opportunity approach. Because from that, you get people to engage in action and they stay with the business longer. If you get them in a product, they be a user. Let me test the product. Let me try it. Then a month go by. Oh, I forgot to try it. You know, so it's important that you engage them in something that's near and dear to their heart. Okay, so find out what their needs and wants are and go directly on the approach. If I can show you a way, it's very simple. You find out what their needs are and say, oh, that's all great. Listen. Or you can say, listen, I came across something amazing. And if I can show you a way how, whatever them, how you can, might you be open? And if they say, sure, your job is to plug them to the meeting. Don't go, oh, okay, I'm going to show you, okay? Then you start doing a flip chart thing. Don't do it. Remember, recruiting is a process, not an event, okay? It's just like cooking, you know? Like you go from a first baseball, the baseball, first base, second base, you know, and then, you know, later on you hit a home run, okay? You don't hit a home run every time. Okay, remember, I think this example might help you to remember better. When you recruit, most people when they recruit, they are so anxious to attack their prospect, to tell them everything, because you want it so bad to recruit them. Just kind of chill out. This example might help you. You think of recruiting like dating. When you first go on dating, you hold hands, right? You go out first, and then you go hold hand, and feelings right, you hold hand, and feelings right, you kiss, and then whatever, right? You don't go boom that right away. So you gotta do a process. You have to remember it's a process. And when you ask a question, you have to pause. You hear them what they want. Would you be open? You know, we got this adult stem cell that I could use, and then he's like on and on and on. You can give them a chance to respond to you. Okay, so give people a chance to respond to you, because you have no idea. People usually, what I learned in sales 101, is when you ask a closing question, the first person speaks loses. So when you ask a closing question, don't speak. It's sometimes uncomfortable. I mean, there have been a point in my life when I asked a closing question. I mean, there was 5 minutes in silence. I mean, they're thinking, but you know, you're anxious. You're like, you can't wait. And I learned to bite my lips and just wait. You have to do that. Let them. If it's too long, you're uncomfortable. Just I'll be right back. I'm going to hit the restroom. I'll be right back. Let them think. You know. So okay. Direct approach or another direct approach. I mean, I personally don't like script because it's got to come from your heart. Because if it's a script, people go, oh, that's a salesperson. They're trying to sell me something, okay? Now, a more direct approach would be something like, you know what? How are you? You know, long time no see, and how's the family, blah, blah, blah. And after 2 minutes, maximum 2 minutes, I'll say, listen, the reason for this call is business. I just came across an amazing opportunity that I believe it might be for you, it might not be for you. But I just wanted to know if you're open to making some side income or whatever. If they know that they only want some side income, you talk about fortune, they might not relate to you. But if you know that they want a fortune, so you got to know what your prospect's hot button to pitch them what the deal is. So listen, I'm more a direct person. I said, listen, I just came across some amazing stuff. I heard some amazing story. I'd like for you to be in on the next fortune with me. When is a good time for us to get together so I can show you? So the objective of the phone is to make the appointments initially. The phone is not to explain everything, okay? Once they get in, then you can use the phone to train. But initially the phone is to make phone call. To make what? Appointments, okay? To get them, invite them to come to a meeting. So after you ask a question and they say, sure, what is it? So listen, you know, I'm very busy right now. I can't explain everything to you. But when is a good time this week for us to get together? Because timing is very important. I'll be very busy next week, but this week, when is a good time we can get together? And let them say, well, Tuesday or Thursday. Let's say, for example, you live in LA, okay? And by the way, we have a meeting scheduled right here. And you know that on Tuesday and Thursdays, we have a presentation. I'll say, listen, you know what? When can we get together this week? Would Tuesday be better or Thursday be better? Don't say that we have it every week. No. Which day is better? Tuesday or Thursday? Okay, if they say, well, Tuesday, wonderful. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pick you up maybe at 6:30, and I'm going to take you to look a quick overview to see if this is for you. I promise you, you will love what you see. and keep it as brief and as short as possible. Okay, so that's on the direct approach. Okay, now the second approach is what I call the takeaway approach. Okay, sometimes I like to play with people like that. Takeaway approach. Okay, the takeaway approach is very non-threatening. You are not asking them directly about the opportunity. You say, for example, I say, you know what, Yvonne, I know that you're a very successful business lady, and I know you're doing very well. I mean, you know, you don't know if they're doing well. Let's just say that you're doing very well. Sometimes I like to do that, because you know what? A lot of times, on the outside of a business person, you don't know how well they're doing. They might look good on the, you know, you think a business owner might look good, but they may go through a lot of financial challenges. You don't know. So you just say, listen, I know you're doing very well, but I just engage in something, a global business, an international business. Who might you know that may be interested in making some extra money with me? Who might you know that's just making about 10 grand or 5 grand or whatever that you know that will get her? Okay? Who might you know is interested in making some side income or some additional stream of income? Who might you know that's open to making an additional stream of income? If I say that, if she has a need for it, you know what she's thinking? Me. Why don't you ask me? See, that's called a takeaway, and it's non-threatening, okay? And you would say, listen, I am looking for some top players. I'm looking for some top entrepreneur to own a part of this international venue with me. You didn't talk about what it is. I am looking, and you are trying to identify some top entrepreneurs to build a company within a company. So who do you know? Who's very motivated, who's self-driven? I want to talk to those people. So when I talk to her like that, she said, "Oh, well, me? Why don't you ask me?" I said, "Oh, I didn't know you'd be open." You know, so just go from there and then invite her, plug her into the event. Okay, so that's called a takeaway. Who do you know? Oh, now, I mean, I don't usually go cold market, but I always go. Before, when I was a struggling entrepreneur, I was not selective at all. Anybody within 3 feet of me, I go recruit them. Okay, and so when I do that, I would say something like, you drive me to any place. You drive me to Hawaii and I will recruit, okay? So if I go to Hawaii, let's say for example, and if I run into somebody, I said, listen, I'm new, and I find out some small things about them in doing the form. I said, listen, I'm here on business. I'm from the mainland. I'm here on business. And listen, I'm looking for some top people, very entrepreneur people, very self-driven. I am looking to expand my business here in Hawaii. Who do you know that's interested in making some side income or having another stream of income? So that would be my approach to turn that person into lukewarm. Okay, so many approaches. So you know, just do what's near in your heart and just talk from your heart. Okay, so again, the thing to paint the big picture to people is, look, I'm with an international company, an OnStar international company. We're looking for some top talent to help us build this company in this market, whatever market you're in LA, San Gabriel, whatever. I mean, you truly are spearheading this market. And so, and you can do that, the takeaway approach, okay? Now, then the other approach, you have the direct, the takeaway, and the other one is what I call the triggering interest approach. Triggering interest. To draw the interest. And the way you would trigger the interest is by asking questions. And usually, I like to do the triggering questions for the professionals or for business owners, okay? Perfect example. Let's say that if I know April has a bakery, okay? Let's say that I'm her customer, okay? I go there in and out, and I don't know her that well, but I know her well enough to say hi, because she's the owner. I say, oh, hi, you know, so I strike some small talks. And I said, wow, April, you're very busy. You must be doing very well here. And go, yeah, whatever, right? I said, April, let me ask you a question. How would you like that for every time your customer come here, that even if they don't come back and buy bread from you, how would you like to make money from them? Can you imagine every customer that stop by, even if they don't come back to your shop ever again, how would you like to make some money? Of course. I said, well, let me ask you, if they don't come back, would you make money? No, they don't. So how would you like to do that? She goes, is there such a thing? I said, absolutely. As a matter of fact, I used to live around here. And this is how I recruited a gentleman that repaired my shoes. And I was over there and I said, well, you know what? You do a lot of customer walk in and out. I said, how would you like to make money on the customer that you don't even come back? I go, wow, really? So yeah, how? Well, why don't you come meet me at this place? So I knew where I was going to be at the meeting. I said, why don't you, now those are cold market. Cold market, I don't pick up. I don't go pick them up and take them to a meeting. I said, why don't you meet me at this place? So I said, we're going to show you how. We're going to show, what is it? It's about having the opportunity to make money of customers that doesn't come back and see you again. Building a residual income. So have them come back and invite them, come to a neutral place, an environment, okay? So using these approaches, plug them into the meeting, the system, because the system will help you sort. Your job, listen, not everyone you list on here, if you make a list of 100 names, if you have 15 people join you, which if you have really gone through 100 names, guarantee you have at least 15 people that will join you, if you do it right, okay? So if you go through this list, accept the fact that not everyone will join you, okay? And not everyone that join you will work. But if you accept that, that's very important, okay? So now, after you've done the recruiting part, once they engage with you, you need to do within 48 hours, get them to a training. Or you plug them to a training. Or get them to, we have a training. If they can't come to the training, we have a training. We're doing it at cost. This DVDs are $1 each, okay? So you get them a training. We're gonna make available this workshop training. People get involved, we're gonna have a workbook and a workshop DVD so they can go and watch themselves, okay? So get them a DVD, get them trained right away. Why? Because before they go out to the real environment and get affected, guess what happened? We just give them an injection. That's called immunization shot, okay? They're immune. So that the outside influences won't kill them, okay? So it's important that you get your prospect immune before they go out there. Let them be armed with the information, okay? So this is okay now? Is it clear so far on the inviting?
Yes. Yes. Yes.
Doesn't sound that strong.
Yes.
No. Is it really helping you guys?
Yes.
Okay, I want it for real, okay? Now, so let's talk about, so we talk about how to invite. Let's talk about how to, when you do your inviting, you gotta do your ABCs. What is your ABC? Always be caring. You gotta be caring to your people. Always be cheering. When you're at the meeting, you gotta cheer. You gotta be happy, okay? And always be closing, okay? Look, you brought the people here, you might as well close the deal. Too many times people send them home. If you send them home, guess what? They exposed the normal job, the normal thing. Guess what? They forgot about everything they had learned at the presentation. So important that you do your very best. Now, obviously, you don't force nobody to join you, but at least you say, listen, give them a platform, an opportunity. Say, listen, where would you like to get started? What position? So you can give them people an option. If they say no, see, if you don't ask, it's an automatic what? No. But if you ask, at least there's a chance. I mean, I have literally seen people coming back, and at the end, he was so agitated. He said, you know what, listen, I've come, this is my 6th time here. Would somebody show me how to get started? Because the person brought me and never even asked for the sale. So just always be closing, okay? Now, so how do you close? At the end of the presentation, first thing you do at the end, most people do at the end of the meeting, they stand up and they walk. At the end of the meeting, you know what you do? You have a roller seat right here, right? You sit next to your prospect. At the end, you take your chair and you face your prospect and say, wonderful, do you see yourself doing this business? When you ask a question, you nod. Okay? When you nod, they have a tendency to nod too, okay? And they say, you know, listen, which one would you see yourself getting started with? So which position? And we have different packages. Which position, which package would you like to start your business with? You do the assumptive close, okay? They go, well, if I might think of the basic or whatever. Now, don't convince them to go otherwise. If they go with the basic, start enrolling, okay? They can always upgrade later. Because you said, oh, don't do the basic, you gotta do the jumbo. And you start explaining everything, and they all got confused. Guess what happened? They say no. Because a confused person does what? Nothing. When they're confused, they don't do nothing, okay? So it's important, when they're hot and ready to go, enroll them in the system right away. If you don't have a computer to enroll right away, you give your application. These are your tools. Have your tools ready. Like the meeting schedule, the application, have it ready. And then say, great. Let me show you how to get started, okay? Now, what name would you like to get started with? And you put their name. And where would you like the check to be mailed to? Meaning I want the address, right? Put the address. And then you pick a package. I usually ask for the social last. Because usually people are very protective of the social, okay? Because you gotta warm it up. And you know, trust me, when you ask for the payment right there, this is what you say. You say, would you like to pay by Visa or MasterCard? I didn't get no option. Because you do the assumptive close. If you say, how would you like to pay for it? Pay? Well, let me go think about it, okay? But if I say, well, listen, how would you like to pay for it?